Hello everyone! Welcome to a video, guys. Happy New Year, happy holidays, happy everything. It's 2017. Isn't it a great time to be around? I know that this will be uploaded some other day, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully everyone had a good New Year's, good holiday, good week, good everything. I know I did. I had a great time. I think I talked about that in a other video, in a previous video I uploaded. Pretty sure I uploaded. But anyways, you're gonna be watching a pre-stream. Now that's why the mischief, which is the name of the app that I'm using, is taking the majority of the screen. I put that up there because you know what, you don't need to see shitty fan art. You don't need to see the plugs. You know, you don't need to see that. We're here to listen to Phil, and then we watch the pre-stream, then go straight into the great shit, the weekend preview, and of course, when we go into the weekend preview, I will minimize the art screen. But right now, we're gonna do this because the pre-stream, boy, was it something. I was listening to it on stream today, and my God, was it something amazing, and just wait until you hear it. Let's get started.
Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the very first of my gameplay streams for 2017. Hopefully this year is going to be a good one for gaming. In a lot of ways, I think this year is kind of guaranteed to be a pretty splendid one in regards to video games. In particular, because this year we're going to see a lot of game releases and games coming out that really were supposed to come out, previously. A lot of games got delayed, a lot of games getting pushed back, and things that have had a lot of hype and anticipation behind them, right?
He's talking about South Park, by the way. And because Resident Evil 7 did not get delayed, South Park got delayed, so he's talking about that. And I think there was another game that got delayed, but let's go
releasing this year. I am Darkside Phil. Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2017. Today is January 1st. That's right. That is right. Hitting the ground running, starting off strong this year. I see a lot of people are kind of hungover and or humbugged about the new year.
Who? Hold on, let's hear this.
I'm up and awake normal time today. I'm posting up on Twitter, and I'm sharing, stuff. It snowed today. I shared a picture of that on Instagram, and all kinds of stuff. And you got people who are just being kind of like, I don't know, like nasty about the new year. Like, ooh, we're hungover. Why are you posting on Twitter? I'm like, what?
What? Okay, now I want to see this. Shit, son. Man, it might be in vain, might not, but because I really fucking doubt someone said, "Oh, I'm hungover. How dare you post things on Twitter?" That doesn't sound fucking, logical. Like the only thing I could think of is that someone said shit about his begging for Patreon money. So let's see. No, hold on. We're gonna do a special. I'm gonna do an audible. I'm gonna throw up another window screen, guys. I am a professional. Don't you fucking worry. Don't get scared. Calm down. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Let's look at this. Now, where do you see the humbugs, dude? Where do you see the bad attitudes? So far, it's Happy New Year's, and everyone's happy. Great. Alright, that's this one. Let's see. Now we talked about the snow. This is the snow one. No one tweeted shit to him. Let's check his Instagram. What part of Washington? Okay. Where is the bad attitude that Phil said he got? Where is this? It's not breakfast, bro. That's a big pile of sugar and some coffee. I guess that's the bad attitude? Where's the bad attitude? Where's these bad attitudes? Where's the humbugs and shit? I don't see it. Wow, guys. Phil fucking lied. But what else is new, dude? What else is new? That is the thing that's insane about that. Now, the whole point why I showed you that was that he just slandered his own fans. He was like, "Oh, I saw some of my fans comment on my Twitter with negative shit, and there was no negative shit. Everyone wished him a happy new year and all this stuff, unless they all fucking deleted their tweets, which why? But okay, let's continue this this train ride.
You know, for me, yeah, the new year is a happy time, a time of renewal, a time of hope and anticipation for a new year. That doesn't mean that everything just stops. You know, for me, yeah, I'm excited that it's 2017, but we keep going, right? I'm awake, I'm here, I'm
excited. He just did a video talking about how the business could stop, guys, but he can't be stopped.
You know, my girlfriend Leanna, she was up this morning. Boom, she went to work. I mean, this is just another day. Work, you know what I mean?
She's out of my hair.
I don't understand why some people think that like today is such a shutdown day or whatever. I don't know. I've never been like that. You know, yes, I'll celebrate the new year, but pretty much my entire life, New Year's Day is a day when I had to either go to school or work or do whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
who goes to school on New Year's Day? What? Let's hear that again.
The day when I had to either go to school. I'll celebrate the new year, but pretty much my entire life, New Year's Day is a day when I had to either go to school or work.
No school starts on New Year's Day. I mean, like, it might be that week you go back to school, but usually you don't go to school on the 1st of January. It's a holiday. But whatever. I mean, some people do work on New Year's, so there's that.
Or do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it was never like a day where, oh, okay, well, it's, you know, I partied my ass off last night and now I'm not going to do anything today. I don't know. Never been like that for me anyway. So anyway, here we are, ladies and gents, live on stream, or if you're watching this pre-stream, you know, on demand on YouTube, hello and welcome as well. And what are we doing today? We're doing Pokemon Moon. Okay, now this is a game. Came out mid-November 2016. Yeah, a month and a half ago. And the bottom line is I really like it. I actually think that this Pokemon game in particular...
He really likes it, but oh man, he can't wait to finish it. And he won't. He won't fucking do the post-game content because he loves the game so much. See, that's what I don't get about Phil, is that when he loves the game, he doesn't want to continue it anymore. He loved the Deus Ex game, didn't want to do the DLC at all because he loved it so much. But he shat on Final Fantasy 15, but he loves it, but he hates it, but loves it. But did the post-game content for that game, but won't do the post-content stuff for Pokemon because he likes the game. Figure that out.
Is a lot more challenging than any previous ones that I've played. But in regards to that, sadly, you know, Pokemon isn't exactly the most prominent of series. All right, let's take. Does it have a fan base? Yes, absolutely.
Prominent of series. It's not the most it's fucking Pokemon. Even my mom knows what the fuck Pokemon is. Everyone knows what that is. My aunt, who doesn't play video games or at all, knows what Pokemon is. And she thinks Metal Gear Solid is related to Mario, but she knows what Pokemon is.
Is it profitable? Yes, absolutely. But is it a game that's incredibly interesting to watch someone play? No, not necessarily.
It's not entertaining to watch someone play it? I'm sure if you delve into the realms of YouTube, you'll find someone who plays Pokemon and is more entertaining than a guy with cringy voice acting playing Pokemon games. I mean, half the time, from what I heard from the stream, was that he just started whining about the fucking game, about how often Pokemon show up or whatever. But whatever, let's continue.
Okay, and I understand that this game, excuse me, oof. This game was not going to be getting any kind of crazy amount of attention or anything like that. And I knew that other games such as Final Fantasy 15 and the very few kind of new releases that came out sporadically throughout December were going to be what people wanted to see as they released. So Pokemon Moon kind of took a back burner attitude with my gaming schedule. Now, in addition to that, I've been sick, okay? And I've been freaking sick.
He sounds so sick, guys. He played Zelda, did, read fucking text and shit, but he's so fucking sick. Dude, I'm surprised he's talking for 23 minutes because he's so fucking sick, guys.
For weeks now. And I still got these lingering symptoms. Sadly, my throat keeps getting worn out. Now, the good news is that for the commentary that I've been doing the past few days, I've been doing multiplayer with the patrons and Zelda. It hasn't been too voice intensive. The bad news is...
Yeah, not like you promised to talk to your fans for the Patreon event. No, thank God you don't have to talk to them.
This game, Pokemon Moon, is very, very voice intensive because I have to read all of the dialogue, okay? So really, I've held back on playing this game as much as I could until I felt my voice, was up to snuff.
Up to snuff.
So that I can, do this playthrough for you and finish it up, okay? So, the good news is my throat is feeling somewhat better. It's certainly not as bad as it was. The bad news is it's not 100% yet. So I ask you to please be patient. I will have multiple drinks here. I'll have, cough drops and everything that I need here to fight through any kind of hoarseness of my voice. But I certainly can't promise you that for all 3.5 hours of today's stream that I'm going to sound great. All right? Especially with all the reading I'm going to be doing. I get the feeling that there is going to be some hoarseness at some point, all right? Okay, so that's the deal. That's today's gameplay stream, Pokemon Moon. Now, for those of you who like this playthrough and are kind of disappointed that it took forever for me to kind of get back to it,
they're gone.
I will be finishing the game this week. From what I'm to understand, okay, at least from what I'm to understand here, this is basically near the end of the game. I'm on the 4th and final island of the game, and then there's some end game stuff. So people are saying maybe 2-3 sessions tops, okay? And I'm going to complete the playthrough. So that's good, okay? That's a good thing. And I do want to wrap up the game. Will I be reviewing Pokemon Moon? Let's be real here. Probably not. And some people might be disappointed with that.
I knew he wasn't going to review it from the moment he started the game. How many Nintendo reviews has he put out in 2016? 2. Pokken Tournament and Star Fox Zero. And that's it. He didn't do much with Zelda Twilight Princess, but again, to justify that being with oh, well, that game was a re-release. Okay, whatever. I don't even think he reviewed Majora's Mask on 3DS. I don't think he even did a review for that, unless someone corrects me. But he never does a lot of Nintendo reviews. The Nintendo games that get reviews are the ones that are lucky enough to get them. Typically, but usually he just won't do it because he's such a fan of Nintendo, I guess, that he doesn't want to review them.
But the bottom line is this. Number one, at this point, I'm only playing through the main campaign of the game. I've heard that there's actually going to be post-game content that I probably may not be doing at this point. And I've also, obviously, there's online capabilities like online trading and online multiplayer, which I haven't done yet. So for me to review the game kind of wouldn't be fair. You know what I mean? Like, if I didn't do all the stuff in the game and explore all the features of the game, how can I review it? That's number one.
Then why
number
not do
two,
features?
It is official that I am now working on my year-end series. And the bottom line is, it's January, and I'm just starting my year-end series. Because I was so caught up with all the new releases and stuff going on in December, and also the fact that I was sick, that I lost some time away from working because of the sickness that I had. I'm behind. Okay. Now the good news is there's not a lot going on in January, so it doesn't matter that I'm behind. I have plenty of time to work on and release these year-end series. It's not like, oh God, I have to rush them out now. I don't actually, and that's a good thing. But that being said, once I start working on these year-end series, I'm going to be inundated with them for weeks. I've got the top 20, not 10, the top 20 most disappointing games of 2016, excuse me. Then I've got the fan-voted funniest moments of 2016. And then, after that, I've got my Game of the Year awards. So there you go. I've got 3 different year-end series that I need to work on. And keep in mind, these aren't things that I can just pump out quickly. They take several hours per video. So, 1
Several
to
hours
2
per video to do this. He extended the work on the disappointing games for no reason. He decided to add another 10 fucking games to the list. He could have just done 10 games and that was it, but he added another 10. Because he couldn't figure out when the games he wants to list for the top 10. It's very easy to do this, cut down the list, and there really, in my opinion at least, there really wasn't that many games in 2016 that disappointed me, personally. But whatever, let's continue.
Sessions per video
Sessions
to actually get them out and release them. So, really, potentially, maybe I can release 1 series a week or something like that.
A week.
Something
Dude,
I'm thinking something like that,
Dude, that was so fucking audible. Like, I don't know if you guys heard that, but in my headphones, I just heard the fucking swirling in his mouth of the fucking water, dude. It's every time he does that, it fucking like, oh fuck, man, it's fucking disgusting.
1 series a week. So, first week of January here, the disappointing games. Second week, funniest. And in the third week, I finish off my Game of the Year awards in time for the new releases, which incidentally are at the very end of January. Resident Evil 7. And I'm going to be doing... I'll talk about that in a moment, my patron stuff. I'll get to that. I'm going to talk about that as a separate segment here on the pre-stream, okay? So, yeah, that's pretty cool that I have the time to do the year-end series. But that being said, do I want to now interrupt my year-end series to now work on a game review? No, I don't. I want to focus on the year-end series. I want to put them out, make them entertaining and good quality for you, and not have to say, I'm taking 2 days away.
Good quality. What quality is he gonna put it? By the way, actually, I want to show this. I have to. As an artist, I want to fucking talk about this. We can do a mini little art session here, okay? Look at his arm. No, I don't think it's in my cursor, but it's going like this. Like he's holding it like this, but what is he doing with his arm? Like, and it looks like his shoulders like going out like here, and then it's like here, but his head is right there, but it's like this. But his head is like this. It's so fucking weird. But also it doesn't show his elbow. It doesn't show his elbow at all. What kind of fucking art is this? I know someone might say like, oh, I'm being a dick for critiquing so it's art like this, but it's just this art alone fucking haunts me. It really it's bothering me so much. By the way, it's 2:32 a.m. when I'm recording this, so there you go. But fuck, man. Let's continue. I'm
going to do another review and then I'll go back now. I just want to focus on the year-end stuff, okay?
Yeah, a guy who's desperate for reviews.
So there you have it. I won't be reviewing formally Pokemon.
What I was saying before the artist inside the critique, goddamn, the critic inside me fucking came out there. But what quality? All he does is just say, "Well, this game is disappointing because of this reason," and that's it. That's all he does. There's really nothing else that is gonna be different. So he can't find the time to just be like, "This is why Pokemon Moon is a good game." Okay. You can't do that. You can't fucking do a review for Pokemon. For a guy who's like desperate for reviews, he really doesn't want to do more videos on KOGaming. I mean, if I was desperate for views, I would be throwing out everything I can at a channel and be like, okay, I'm gonna fucking do this and that if I got paid that way. Whatever. Let's continue.
But I will say this: it is, in my opinion, I actually like this game a lot better than Omega Ruby, probably because it's newer. You got new Pokemon, new experiences. You know what I mean? It really is.
Isn't Omega Ruby like
a fun new experience in the Pokemon universe versus I really felt that Omega Ruby felt like I was playing the original Pokemon games and there wasn't a lot that was new about it. So I actually do like this game a lot better.
But Omega Ruby was a remake, so of course it would feel like the game that it was remaking. It's like playing Resident Evil 1 remake and be like, wow, this game kind of feels like the original. And it's like, well, yeah, it has stuff from the original. I mean, they added new stuff, sure, but I mean, you can tell where it came from. You know it's a remake. You know it is. You know what I mean?
Than I did Pokemon Ruby, all right? Okay, so that's the deal. Today, Pokemon Moon stream. Later tonight, I'll be doing the weekend preview. This will be a very important weekend preview because I'm going to lay out my schedule for the week. All right, including
very important, guys.
More Zelda, the final patron multiplayer session, and the conclusion of Pokemon Moon. And later this week, it looks like I will probably be starting the new game that I'm going to be playing. Now, there's been a lot of debate about what I should play. My idea was to redo Dark Souls 1 as a legit.
A lot of debate, more like him just wanting to play Dark Souls 1. Like, it's the one time where he's trying to rig something without the poll being there. Like, there's no poll to rig, so he's rigging people's opinions. Which is fucking amazing, how he is just trying to change people's way that they think so that they will just be nurtured or conditioned to say, yes, Phil, we want Dark Souls 1. We don't want Street Fighter 5, even though we hounded you to play Street Fighter 5. No, no, no. We want you to play Dark Souls 1. That's basically what he's trying to accomplish. He's trying to make them all want Dark Souls 1, but they don't want it. But we'll get to that when we get there. Don't worry. It's a fucking theme in this video.
Run with face cam and all that, redo the game from the beginning as a real legit playthrough, which I've never done. When I played it when it was a new release, I flubbed through it for a few sessions, didn't like it, and quit it. And then when I went back to it in 2013, I had my handheld the entire time and summoning people to basically carry me through bosses and such. I want to do it by myself. You know what I mean? I want to beat it legit. I want to say now, legitimately, I've beaten every Dark Souls game. Okay. But it seems that there's kind of an uproar. When I announced that this is what I wanted to do, a large group of people said, yay, that's awesome, we'd love to see that. But at the other side, there were some people that said, we don't want to see that. You've been there, done that, you've already done Dark Souls, and we want to see something else. The problem with this group of people, though, all right, is that there's no consensus.
But the consensus, they don't want you to play Dark Souls 1. So they're giving you a lot of options that you told them to pick. So why don't you just look at the fucking comments, see the comments that either got the most upvotes or the ones that got brought up the most, and then say, okay, well, we're gonna pick this and this and this and this and put that in a poll and have people vote for that. Why couldn't you do that? Honestly, even when I see like people who when I get faced with these kind of issues, I fucking pick the one either that is either the most brought up or the one that's the most bizarre. Like, the Sonic games are the most fucking bizarre shit. He could have just done that, and that probably would have got him a lot of views, to be honest. To be completely honest, the Sonic games probably could have got him the views he wants. Street Fighter 5 would definitely get him views, because fucking it's Street Fighter. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants to do Dark Souls 1. He wants to do Dark Souls 1. Don't be tricked that he's listening to the fans and all that. That's all fucking, that's a smokescreen. That's no.
On what it is you want to see me do in its place. Some people say I should play games like Manhunt or redo a GTA playthrough now that I'm doing direct capture and I didn't do direct capture on those GTA playthroughs way back when. Some people are saying I should play a Sonic game, right? But it's funny because even then, there's no consensus on what Sonic game I should play. Some people say I should do a genocide run of Undertale.
Undertale.
Okay? Everyone basically is saying something completely different.
Hungarian World Order. Shout out to you. Undertale. Never gonna happen because so many people have other fucking ideas. Hungarian. You should have made thousands of Sonic accounts demanding it, dude. You fucked up, dude. You should have made thousands of them.
And this is the problem with when I have downtime like this, typically, is that sadly there's no agreement or consensus on what I should be playing, and then ultimately whatever I choose to play, one group of people is happy and everyone else is upset that I'm not playing what specifically they wanted to see me play. So it doesn't seem like there's a winner here. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what to do.
Drinking some water.
So I don't know. I'm thinking about it, and I'll talk about it in the weekly preview tonight. The good news is I have the rest of the week kind of to think about it until I decide later this week what I want to play. Okay.
Okay.
And I guess we'll go from there. I'm not sure. I'm gonna mull it over, and I'll have to have a decision by the end of this week when finally I get to the time where it's time to start whatever the new playthrough is going to be. That I'm going to balance with Zelda, to carry me through this month until we get to the new releases at the end of the month. Okay. By the way, I will say this. No, it's not going to be Phoenix Wright. A lot of people have said, why don't I play a Phoenix Wright game? Apparently, there was a Phoenix Wright game that came out last year, a new one. I wasn't even aware of this. The answer right now, I can tell you up front, is no, I'm not playing a Phoenix Wright game.
No.
It's not going to happen because of my voice. Until I'm 100% physically, there's no way I'm going to be doing a game where the...
While he's doing a stream of Pokemon with voice acting. He can't do Phoenix Wright while his voice is doing fine in this video. But whatever, his health can fall out on him, I guess, over a fucking voice while he's doing voiceovers for other stuff this coming week. But his health, dude, you gotta think about his health.
Entire game is me reading text. It's just not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Alright? So, I can't do it. I physically and with my health, I can't do it. I couldn't do a Phoenix Wright game. All right. Now, what the hell does this mean? I'm sorry. I'm going to address this. This guy Vendatus in the stream chat just said, "Well, don't complain about views if they're low." What are you talking about?
Don't complain about views if they're low. Got fucking triggered because views. Fucking amazing.
He's basically saying, like, he's saying it, like, indignantly, like, I'm not listening to feedback, and therefore, don't complain about views if they're low, because I'm not listening. I just explained to you I am listening, and...
Remember this. Remember this. Remember this in the feedback. 12... I'm even gonna write down this timestamp. 12.55. 12 minutes and 55 seconds. I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna trail back to that. Just remember that.
There's no consensus. So there's no way for me to actually do what people want because everyone wants something different. So for you to say something like that is incredibly disrespectful and pretty ignorant, quite honestly. That's not the way to...
We will fucking trail back to this. But the fucking balls, the fucking idea of telling a fan or a viewer that they're disrespectful is fucking a step over a fucking... He could have just said, I am listening to feedback. I just talked about the dilemma I'm in, and that's that. I'm not, it sucks that, whatever, but saying fucking you're disrespectful is kind of it's kind of overreacting. Fucking wow.
Start off the new year. We're supposed to be here hopeful, positive, right? Hitting the ground running, having fun, not being a dick.
Don't be a dick.
So don't be a dick. Okay.
Wow.
Alright, so now, one final thing I want to talk about before we actually begin today's gameplay. An update on Patreon. Okay? We got good news and we got bad news. Alright? Let's start with the bad news first. Let's get it out of the way. The bad news is that, well, obviously 2016 is over. It's too late to pledge to my Patreon for 2016. All right, it just is.
That's
sadly,
that's the bad news, is that you can't pledge to him anymore. You can't pledge to him into that. You can't do it anymore. But you can pledge for it now. But you don't know what goal you're gonna get. But okay.
Unfortunately, there were over 20 people who unfortunately had their pledges declined. They pledged, and it did not process for whatever reason. And the other part of the bad news here is that a few of these pledges were quite large. Okay, I'm not even kidding here. Over $100 that was pledged to my Patreon did not process.
Look, dude, it's a fucking weird, odd fucking coincidence, right? Have you noticed every time he has a goal that's for a first-time Patreon goal, like the multiplayer event, like this one, he always says that pledges are declined, you may not hit the goal, and all that shit. Isn't it weird how these these issues start to show up around this time when it's a first-time goal? Isn't that kind of weird? I mean, yeah, of course, I was going to say, well, what about the thing about the time you didn't hit the goal over the summer? But watch Persona 3, watch that rage quit. That's why he didn't hit the goal that time, okay? Okay, great. But isn't it weird? It's a very odd coincidence that this is a Patreon goal that's like the first time ever, and now people are not getting their stuff processed and all that, and this is the thing that's just fucking weird, that always, that I'm surprised no one questions. Some people might question it, but for me, if you donate to Phil, you're using the same credit card, the same billing address, the same everything. Everything's the same. So if it's the same people that are donating to his Patreon for this event, how is their information wrong? So really, what it's telling me is that these people are probably pulling their pledges out for whatever reason, but now it's an error, so they have to fix. Like, it's fucking weird. I mean, maybe it's an error. Maybe these people for some reason decided to use a different credit card. I don't fucking know. It's fucking weird, but it's just odd. That's what it is. Every time we talk about Patreon in this way, it's fucking odd. That's all I'm saying.
So basically, we're on the edge right now of hitting the goal for December. The goal, if you remember correctly, was that we're going to do a Twitch and chill.
By the way, I kind of love how he says, if you remember correctly, like, just the words chosen is also weird. If you remember correctly, like, whatever. I mean, I'm nitpicking.
It's on stream near the end of January. It's going to be right before Resident Evil 7 releases, okay? And it's going to be basically me playing games that aren't necessarily playthrough style games. They're games that are more relaxed, more casual, where I'm going to have a lot of interaction with the stream chat. It'll be more of an event where I'm here to try to talk with you and have a good day, fun day interacting with the stream chat rather than caring about the gameplay. It's not going to be something that I'm recording necessarily for YouTube, okay?
So fuck the YouTube.
So it's unique, it's different. It's something completely out of the ordinary from what I would normally do, all right? But sadly, because of the amount of people who were declined, we're basically like right there on the edge. All right, like there's a very strong chance that we're gonna hit the goal, but there's also a chance if no one of these declined pledges updates their information and they clear that, we won't hit the goal. All right, that sucks, and that's why all December I was being real with everyone. I was like, listen, I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a bunch of people who are gonna reduce their pledges last minute. And we need people to kind of make up for that. And I think it kind of fell on deaf ears. And, I understand why. I'm not here to be a negative.
It fell on deaf ears. Like, oh, yeah, no one listened to me. When I said this, like, no, they fucking listened. It's just that they're not a walking bank. And you begging for, like, that is the interesting thing as well. Remember, he fucking was so happy. He got extra subs over the Christmas break or whatever. He was like, oh, I've noticed people donated to me more. And all this, he was like fucking ecstatic about that. That him begging for money from Christmas money from his fans actually worked. But now he didn't get any money. Okay, I mean, I guess it's Twitch money, not Patreon money. I guess.
Dick at all. It was the end of the year. A lot of people had a lot of money that they spent for Christmas, right? You had loved ones and friends. You bought a lot of presents. Maybe you broke the bank. Hell, I've been there before. I've done it where now you're going to be paying off all the debt you racked up in December for the next 4 months. So I totally get it, all right? But I wasn't just saying this for my own, health or information. Now we're in this situation where we're on the precipice.
What? But like, let's hear that again.
Health or but the debt you racked up in December for the next 4 months. So I totally get it, all right?
I love how he kind of says that in kind of a not mocking, but it just kind of sounds disrespectful. That also seems to be a theme here, but disrespectful to say like, well, I understand why you guys can pay for me. You decided to buy gifts for your loved ones. I fucking get it, but you need to understand. I need money, okay? Like, okay.
But I wasn't just saying this for my own, health or information.
But the money that people pay for your Patreon goes to paying your bills. So, at the end of the day, what you are saying that, Phil. At the end of the day, you are saying people pledge to your Patreon so that you can pay your bills. That's the whole point of you opening a Patreon, remember? You even say it on your Patreon page. So yes, when you always bring up our Patreon, it's to pay the bills. You can't change that. You have said it multiple times. In pre-streams, your vlogs, everywhere. No one on earth that believes this part of this video. We know why you're begging for money, Phil. Don't play fake now. You've committed to this narrative that you need to pay your bills. You've already committed to that. You need to continue that fucking thing. But let's continue.
Now we're in this situation where we're on the precipice of hitting the goal, and I don't know if we're going to hit it or not because tons of people reduced their pledges last minute, and we didn't get many new pledgees to make up for it. Okay, so we'll see. I'll have an update for everyone, hopefully within the next couple of days, as people go in there and update their information and pledges. Typically, at least half the people who get declined end up having their pledges processed. All right, so that's the good news. Well, that's the bad news. That's the good. No, that is the good news. Excuse me.
So confused. That's the good news. No, that's the bad news. No, that's the good news. Like, that is the good news. Like, okay.
So the good news here is that I actually am confident, pretty confident that we're going to hit the monthly goal for December. It's just the bad news is it didn't happen right away, and I can't guarantee it, but I think we're good to go. All right.
So the good news is people are going to up their pledges or whatever. The bad news is we may not hit the goal, but the good news is I feel like we hit the goal. But the bad news we won't hit the goal. But the good news is I feel like we're gonna hit the goal. Guys, I have a good feeling that 2017 is gonna be the best year ever. But we haven't lived through 2017 yet. It's still a young year, but so it could be bad. It could be a bad year for everyone. But it could be a really good year. I have a good feeling about that it's going to be a good year this year, but I also think it might be a bad year. But it could be a good year, guys. Fucking follow that logic and tell me what you come up with.
But that being said, one negative that comes out of this is that today's January 1st, and typically I process all of everyone's perks on the first Sunday of the month. Being that so many people were declined, I can't do that today. I have to wait. Okay, so if you did pledge in December and you're a new pledgee, all right, if you're a new pledgee and you're someone who you need to get your forum account upgraded, right, because you want to nominate games or you want to get your name in the crawl at the end of the weekend preview. Okay, I can't do that tonight because I have to wait for these people whose pledges were declined to update their information. And then once that's done, then I'll have the data that I need to process all the perks. The problem with Patreon, I've said this all along, it's a very manual process. Nothing is automated, nothing is very refined. All I get is a report, a text report from them saying who processed and who didn't. Let's say, for example, today, if I were to give everyone their perks, well, guess what would happen? Every one of those 20 or some declined people, if they updated their pledges, I get no notification that they did, and therefore I have no idea if they should be getting their perks or not. And that's the problem with Patreon.
So why not give the perks to the people who have cleared? Let's hear that again.
Or some declined people, if they updated their pledges, I get no notification that they did, and therefore I have no idea if they should be getting their perks or not. And that's the
But see, that it's only the bad news for people who had that issue, though. They're the ones that need to wait. But those who have already cleared can get their perks because they cleared. Right?
Let's say, for example, today, if I were to give everyone their perks, well, guess what would happen? Every one of those 20 or some declined people, if they updated their pledges, I get no notification that they did, and therefore I have no idea if they should be getting their perks or not. And that's the problem with Patreon. It's very, very infantile.
Yeah, it's the 20 people who have to wait until like until their information's updated. But what about the people who already pledged and their pledge is cleared? Do they have to wait too?
When it comes to the technology that they're using to really divvy out data. And if anything, my number one desire from them was that they make their business more modernized. Why can't I get notifications when people's pledges process so that I know to give them their perks, right? It doesn't happen. So because of that, it's going to have to wait a week. So if you did pledge to my Patreon and it did process, sorry, but you're going to have to wait till a week from today, next Sunday, and then I'll have all the proper data about who processed and who didn't, and then I'll be able to, and then process, sorry, but you're going to have to wait till a week from today, next Patreon, and it, because of that, it's going to have to wait a week. So if you did pledge to my Patreon and it did process, sorry, but you're going to have to wait till a week from today, next Sunday.
So, I guess what happens, I'm trying to understand this. He gets a list. He gets a report, whatever. He said that out of everyone that gets processed. Okay, great. And then he got reports that 20 of those people did not get cleared, but he doesn't know who the 20 are. But how does he know the 20 of the list if he doesn't know who? How does he know it was 20? But if he has to wait, okay. I mean, maybe I should open a Patreon just to test this out, see what happens. But fucking, I don't know. I can't understand. Like, do they give him a whole list? So so they see that all these people are all cleared, but if oh my god, fucking Phil and Patreon do not mix. He can't explain shit to save his life. It's the same thing with the fucking camera, which was a fucking riddle to figure out what happened with the money there. But whatever. I mean, completely transparent, right, guys? Phil, the transparent king over here.
And then I'll have all the proper data about who processed and who didn't, and then I'll be able to give out the perks, okay? All right.
All right.
Anything else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else before we start here. I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. Now you guys know about all the plugs, right?
The plugs.
I'm not going to plug any kind of too much plugging or anything. I'm just not.
We'll do plugs.
Because it's the new year and you know all about it. So I'm not going to go crazy. But, that being said, I do appreciate those of you who are, actively doing these things. My Loot Crate link. I just unboxed the Slam Crate on Loot Crate.
He won't do plugs, but he's plugging right now. Okay.
It was an awesome one. Using that referral link that I plug all the time gives me some extra cash. So I appreciate that.
Extra cash.
Being a patron of my girlfriend's business, The Black Currant, where she sells those handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. I appreciate that. All right? I appreciate all of that. Oh my god. Would people in the stream chat please stop fucking fighting? I already said this twice. I'm going to say it one more time. It's a new year.
I love that he is focusing on the chat over this. I mean, yeah, there's arguments in the chat, I guess, but who fucking cares? But I just love that he's like, oh, people, it's a new year. Be fucking happy and have fucking fun, okay? Be fucking happy. It's a new year, fuckers. Be fucking happy. Okay, Phil. We'll be happy. Just fucking calm down.
People need to calm the fuck down. I'm here doing a pre-stream, and I'm looking in the stream chat, and people are acting like little kids arguing with each other.
Dude, you know what the other thing is? Remember what he said, that he thinks that stream chat is distracting or whatever, and he doesn't want to bring up stream chat in a YouTube video. He's bringing up fucking stream chat in a YouTube video. Did these people pay for the Twitch and chill stream, dude? Come on, man.
What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing?
Could you guys fucking relax?
Relax!
And I'm just going to put my foot down right now. I don't care if you're a regular, if you're a sub, if you're a mod of my stream chat. You need to fucking relax and stop having your personal issues basically take over my stream chat. I'm trying to do a pre-stream, and I see people getting kicked, and I see... It's bullshit. Everyone, settle down.
Dude, his mods are fucking bullshit. And it's like now he realizes it. Fucking Junosaji is the fucking trash mod. That mod doesn't even do shit on his chat. He just fucking says trolling shit. He's basically the Leanna of mods. Basically, the whole Kingdom Hearts thing where Leanna kept trying to troll the fans and be like, "Oh man, Kingdom Hearts fucking sucks," whatever. And those fans all get fucking pissed off. That's what Junosaji is. Junosaji is the kind of guy that's gonna fucking troll the fuck out of the fucking viewers. I've seen the shit that Junosaji fucking posts. He's a fucking garbage mod, and he honestly shouldn't be a mod. I will be a better mod than he is. Guarantee. A fucking detractor is a better mod than Junosaji. Junosaji, by the way, is a fucking DSP fan, and he fucking is a shit tier mod.
Fucking chill. Chill out.
Chill out.
It's a new year. People are here to try to have fun on a stream, not to see people arguing and slapping each other and getting angry at each other in the fucking stream chat. Relax. I don't want to see... I'll tell you, I will start slapping the shit out of people in the...
Papa Phil here. Dude, imagine being a kid. The kid misbehaves on New Year's Day. Phil Jr., it's the new year. Fucking shape up, you little shit, okay? If you don't fucking shape up, I'm gonna slap the hell out of you. Phil Jr., I'm gonna fucking slap you around. I'm putting my gout foot down, son. You better fucking understand.
Stream chat if I have to. I'm not gonna put up with this. You guys are here for me, and then I look at the stream chat and people making it all about their own personal shit and arguing with each other. It's not cool.
It's not cool, guys. You're watching this video because of me, okay? It's not fucking cool when I see fucking shitty comments in my comment section, guys. You're here for me, okay? Not here for... What the fuck is this? Dude, when I heard this in the stream, I was like, he's gonna edit this out, right? He's not gonna put this on YouTube. He's not gonna put this on YouTube. He puts it on YouTube.
Alright, just not cool. People are here to have fun, right? Cool. And to have a fun Pokemon stream, not to see this shit. And I'm gonna put my foot down right now. I don't want to put up with this anymore. If I see it again, you'll all get the fucking boot. People who are doing this shit. Okay?
Boots. Boot snort.
No more fighting. I've had enough. Putting my foot down. Yeah, exactly. Someone just said, what is this, Dark Side High School? I agree. It shouldn't be like
Pretty
that.
Much. That's how it always is with Phil, though. He's always in.
So
high
everyone chill the
school.
fuck out.
Chill the
There you
fuck
go.
out. Oh, I fucked up that.
Are we good now? Is everyone relaxing?
Get this out of here.
Seriously, is everyone relaxing?
Relax.
All right, I think we're all calming down. We're all settling down.
Well, dude, my business almost got taken out by
Okay,
infighting, dude.
No more. I want no finger pointing. I want no arguments. I want everyone to settle the hell down and relax.
Dude,
And
he's
let's have a
fucking talking to his stream chat like they're children. That is like the most dad thing I've ever heard from him in a long time. I mean, the only time you hear Darkside Dad show up is when he's talking to Leanna. Otherwise, he is pretty much trash, dude. This is like the most dad he has been to his viewers. Like,
fun Pokemon
Okay.
stream. All right.
fun Pokemon.
Now, because then I
stream,
lost my
dude.
place.
Lost my
I
place,
don't know where the
dude.
hell I was. I'll just say this: Happy New Year, everyone. Let's have fun with this gameplay stream. All right. Let's relax. Let's be chill, and let's be nice to each other.
Let's be Twitch
And
and
let's
chill.
look forward to the future. That's what New Year is all about. A time of renewal, a time of new thought, hopefulness, for the new year. And looking forward to a positivity and good stuff coming. All right? Let's not dwell on all the shit that happened to us in 2016, because there was a lot of shit.
Only
Let's let
Phil
that
can
pass
go
on,
that.
and let's get to the good stuff. Sound fair enough? Everyone happy with that? Everyone agree? Okay, good. I guess we're good.
Guess
All
we're
right,
good.
let's end the pre-stream, and let's get started with Pokemon Moon.
Okay. We are on. By the way, let's see if comments are disabled. Probably are. Comments are disabled. Okay. Let's cue this up, by the way, to 12:55? 12:55. Don't worry. Don't worry, it's gonna be worth it. Oh man. Oh. Well,
All right,
Cam's
what is
on.
going on, everyone? DSP here. Welcome to the weekend preview for January 1st, 2017. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the very first day of the new year. My camera's crooked again. You know, even though it's a new year, some things just never change. I don't know how this keeps happening. It looks like, there we go. It looks like something bumped the tripod and it was crooked. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new year, right?
Welcome
I'm
to a new
excited.
year,
I hope you're
everyone.
excited. A lot of people said that 2016 was a really bad year for them.
Wow.
For me, it was a mixed.
When he arranged the camera, I'm going to tell you this right now. He addresses it in the comment section. Well, we might get to the comment section at the end of this video, maybe, if I decide to. He bumped the camera, turned on the autofocus, doesn't know how the autofocus got turned on. Just saying.
I think in a lot of ways, things went really well in regards to things like, my initiatives on KOGaming to make a channel that was not just raw gameplay. I'd say probably for at least the first half of 2016, my initiatives right here on the King of Hate vlogs to do different kinds of vlogging and stuff really took off. Sadly, as I knew was going to happen near the second half of the year, as I got busy with so many new game releases, I just didn't have time to do the kind of vlogging and stuff that I had done the first half of the year, and that is just a symptom of being so busy with all the new game releases. Yes, I like being able to do vlogs and stuff for you, but I have to understand, my bread and butter on YouTube is gameplay, and therefore doing that gameplay paid my bills.
Oh, okay.
If I just sat here and did vlogs all day, it wouldn't pay my bills. So I gotta, kind of try to find a way to weigh and balance everything equally. All right. And sadly, for the second half of 2016, I couldn't. The good news is now things are slowing down again. In regards to things such as vlogging and such, I could work a lot more on them. And in regards to KOGaming, holy crap, are you going to see a huge amount of fun edited stuff on KOGaming in the next few weeks, which I'm going to discuss right now, okay?
Okay.
So, the good news is, sorry, my phone vibrated here. The good news is, that pretty much all of the lingering stuff from 2016 is now finished. All of my game playthroughs from 2016 that were big major releases are done. All the major game reviews are finished. The only one thing that's kind of still lingering from 2016 for me is Pokemon Moon, which, good news, I'm near the end of the game. People are saying 1 to 2 more sessions tops, and I'll actually be done with Pokemon Moon, which means officially, yeah, I'll be 100% done with everything from 2016. At some point this week when I finally get to finish that game.
Is he finished with everything with 2016?
So, the bottom line is this week is going to be unique. It's going to be interesting and different because not only are you going to see gameplay, you're also going to see a lot of edited style year-end series. Yes, they're finally starting this week. I know a lot of people have been saying, where are they? What's going on? As of right now, the year-end series are being worked on. In fact, as soon as I finish filming this video, I'm going to do some more voiceovers for my first of the 3 year-end series that I'm producing this year. And I'll begin to have those ready for you. I'm hoping, if everything goes according to plan, tomorrow night over on KOGaming. All right? So let's talk a little bit about the schedule, about what you can expect for this week. I actually need your input yet again. All right? And I'm going to talk a little bit about Patreon at the end of the video. Because already today I had people who were confused and asking me questions about Patreon, what happened with Patreon in December, yada, yada, yada. I talked a little bit about it on the pre-stream and on Twitter, but people are still getting confused, so I will elaborate on it and clear that up by the end of this video, okay?
Okay. Can't wait.
All right, first let's get to the schedule, because that's what most people are watching this video for. Tonight, after I finish filming this video, I'm working on my year-end series, okay? Tomorrow, Monday, January 2nd, gameplay stream will be the continuation of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Looking forward to it. I had a lot of progression last time I played. I'm liking the game. Much like with all these Zelda games, it has like a slower start, and then once I start getting into the groove of it and I start discovering the items and the things and getting into the dungeons, it gets a lot better. And I'm really, at this point, starting to really enjoy the game. So for those who are following along the playthrough, I hope you're enjoying the playthrough. So and FYI,
oh God, man.
So 2015's playthrough of Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 3DS is now live again on YouTube. This was a playthrough that I had to hide because I was afraid of false copyright strikes for fan art. The good news now is YouTube doesn't entertain that shit anymore. When people put in false copyright strikes, they actually have people who fucking review them now rather than just false flagging everyone. I think more than likely what happened was someone finally threatened them with a lawsuit.
Yeah, someone threatened them with a lawsuit. That's what it is. That's what it is. Not that they actually listen to people. No. It has to be a lawsuit. It has to be. Business Degree knows it.
And they had to fucking clean up their act. So, I made it live again on YouTube.
Okay, Phil. Whatever you say.
So, yes, you can continue to watch, or you can catch up and watch Majora's Mask if you never saw that playthrough. And now I'm doing Ocarina of Time. That will continue on Monday. Monday night, again, I'll be working on the year-end series. The first series I'm doing this year, the top 20, yes, 20 most disappointing games of 2016. The way I'm doing it this year is much different than I usually do. Usually I'll say, oh, the top 20, and by the way, it's 20 parts. No, I'm not doing that. The way I'm doing it this year is I'm probably going to have maybe 4 parts, we'll see, where each part will span 4 or 5 games. So that way, it's a lengthy video, it has a lot of content in it, and I'm able to get it out in a digestible portion, rather than, oh, I'm going to pump out 5 videos.
To be honest, that's fair enough. I agree with that. That's good thing, but he should just do 2 videos. One part with 10 parts, so like, you know, the first 20 to 11, then that's part 1, then part 2 is 10 through 1. There you go. You don't, like, because now, him doing it, adding 10, I think I know why he fucking added 10, is to make money. Because he knows that, he knew, when he was doing the countdowns, he's not going to do each separate video, because he knows that would be contradictory to what KOGaming is. Right? So he decided to add 10 more to it, so it'd be top 20 instead of top 10, and that way he can release multiple videos, but still not be as much as he would on DSP Gaming. Because KOGaming isn't like DSP Gaming where he's uploading playthroughs, and playthroughs with the year-end series. So now it's, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. It's fucking insane. He found a new way to cheese KOGaming, but whatever.
Tonight it'll be one nice video for KOGaming, okay? So, I'm hoping to release part 1 of the most disappointing games of 2016 Monday night. Hopefully, we'll see what happens, all right? Tuesday is the final.
But then what did he do the last 2 days? Over the weekend or so, like Friday to like Saturday and now, Sunday, I guess, he has been saying, oh, man, it looks really good. It looks like I'm getting ready for Monday, the day that I plan on doing it and all that shit. Now it's like, maybe, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Day of the patron multiplayer event. It's been fun over this past week playing with patrons in Overwatch and Battlefield 1. And Tuesday's not going to be any different. It's going to be the same deal. Half a session of Overwatch and half a session of Battlefield 1 on stream.
Wow.
And then that will officially end my patron multiplayer event.
So cool, dude.
And I will say this, all right? If you were a patron of mine in the month of November and you did not get to play with me, or you did get to play with me, but you're still interested, don't worry. I might still be looking for people. In fact, I almost guarantee you, especially if you want to play Battlefield 1, we don't have a lot of people who've been playing that, so we have open spots if anyone wants to do co-op or anything like that. And Overwatch as well, I'm not sure if we have a full party for Tuesday, so keep your eyes and ears open. I'll be talking more about that on Twitter, and obviously during that stream, if you're available, you may get in on those sessions if you're a patron of mine, okay?
Only a Patreon?
All right. Tuesday night, I'm continuing work on the disappointing games of 2016 countdown. Wednesday, this is when it gets interesting. I think what I'll probably do on Wednesday is another session of Pokemon Moon. Now, I don't know if that'll conclude the game or not, all right? But I'll probably do more Pokemon Moon on Wednesday. And yes, Wednesday night, more of the year-end series. I'll be working on them. Thursday, probably, depending on how things went with Pokemon Moon, maybe I'll want to finish it. Maybe I'll want to do more Zelda, all right? And yes, again, Thursday night, more year-end series. But what really gets interesting is this weekend, around Friday-ish into the weekend.
Here we go.
And the weekend, the reason that's interesting is because I'm going to start a new playthrough. Now, I kind of have an idea what I want to do. I talked about it in a video earlier this week right here on the King Hay Vlogs. I said I'd like to do a legitimate run through Dark Souls 1. Now that I have now played all of the Dark Souls games, Bloodborne, Demon's Souls, I now know everything about these franchises. I understand how to play them.
Oh yeah, these Bloodborne
now
and Dark
I would
Souls,
like to maybe go back to Dark Souls 1 and do a legitimate run through it for the very first time. Because the bottom line is, I never did a full playthrough of the game by myself. I did like the first third to half of the game by myself. And then I failed. I quit. I came back 3 years later, I live streamed it, and people held my hand throughout the entirety of the game, and it was not a legitimate playthrough. It was more of a tour of the game for me, where I got to see everything, but I didn't legitimately really beat anything in that second half of the game, okay? Now, that being said, I still hear people, oh, Phil is going to do a third playthrough of Dark Souls 1, was it? No! I'm going to do one playthrough of Dark Souls 1, because I've never done it.
But it's a third playthrough because you've done Dark Souls 1 before, and you're doing it again. It's a third playthrough. I'm sorry, Phil. I know you really refuse to believe that, but it is a third playthrough. You can dress it up as many times as you want. It's still the same fucking playthrough. I mean, I can wear one pair, like I can wear boots one day, and then I could change, then wear a different set of boots and say, oh, I've never worn these boots before, but they're still fucking boots. I don't know if that fucking analogy worked, but you know what I mean. How fucking dumb it is how he's trying to dress up Dark Souls 1 as a completely new playthrough when it really isn't.
I've never legitimately played Dark Souls 1. You know what I mean? I love when people love to twist stuff into everything. Everything has to be negative to them. So because I'm replaying a game I've already played in the past, it obviously means I'm doing a second or third run, and it's not important, it's boring, and no one should watch it. Ridiculous. I think it's one of the more interesting ideas I've ever had.
No one is saying that no one should watch it. They're saying that no one will watch it because why would anyone watch the same game again? Like, it's not fun, and it's gonna have fake rage in it. Now, of course, there might be some genuine rage in there, but he already played the game. He knows what to expect. He knows the parts that are rage-inducing, so he knows that stuff. It'll take him a while for me to real, like, it'll be fake rage for a while, But if something really gets to the point where he fucking can't stand it anymore, he's gonna start to rage. But the thing that I want to fucking tell people is, remember his Dark Souls 3 playthrough? Remember that playthrough? I remember that playthrough. In Dark Souls 3, he just kept running away from enemies. He's gonna do the fucking same. Just saying.
Go back to a game that whooped my ass. And yes, I saw the
ass.
rest of the game with getting my handheld. Now actually go back with all the knowledge of that series and try to legitimately beat it for myself, okay? And yes, there'll be face cam. A lot of people have been wondering, will there be face cam for this playthrough? Yes, I'll have a face cam. I'll have a death counter. Everything that you've come to expect from my Dark Souls playthroughs will be in this playthrough. Now, I tossed... Whoa. Did you see that?
Dude.
My camera autofocused. It hasn't done that in years. What the hell? That was bizarre.
It autofocused the entire time. From this time where he bumped the camera to the time now it kept autofocusing. He turned on autofocus because he bumped the camera.
Now it's not doing it. What the hell? I hope it doesn't keep doing that. That's the first time I've seen it done it in years. Anyway,
dude.
I tossed this out as an idea
camera.
about the middle of this past week in a vlog, and I said, listen, what are your thoughts? Would you like to see that or not? Because the bottom line is, as I said earlier...
Guys, the fucking thing's not working. My tablet's not working, guys. Dude, I can't get the brush to work. Wow, dude, I need a new tablet, dude. I mean, someone should buy me a new tablet. Make sure it's a large one. This thing is getting old, guys. I think you need to buy me a new one because this thing. Look at this. I can't draw, guys. I just fucking can't. That. If you want me to continue watching this weekend preview, you have to buy me a new tablet. Preferably a Cintiq. I know they're in the thousands right now. You can afford it. Nah, just kidding. It works. I was just fucking with you.
Week, I need to do something in January that's going to get people excited and watching my videos again on DSP Gaming, because the bottom line is right now viewership is way down, mostly because of two reasons. Number one, because December was pretty much a month where I was just doing playthroughs no one cared about, right? Games like Dead Rising 4,
yeah, no one cared about that game.
The Last Guardian, games that were critical flops and most people didn't care about as running playthroughs. Or Final Fantasy 15, which was a 50-plus hour playthrough, so obviously most people fell off of that playthrough, and maybe they'll pick it up and watch it later, but there was no way that most people were going to be watching a 50-plus hour long playthrough. So really, there was nothing going on too interesting in December for people to show up and watch my stuff, and I understand that. I need to get that attention back, because the bottom line is if I have another month like December, a dead month, it's going to hurt me financially, and my business might not be able to support itself if I can't get people excited again.
Time to look for a job, Phil.
So my idea was the Dark Souls idea, because that always brings out a special audience. It brings out my biggest fans and my biggest detractors.
Remember this as well. Scarface. He won't do Scarface because of the detractors, but he's doing Dark Souls 1 for the detractor. What? And honestly, if you look at any detractor, they're all going to say the same thing. We don't fucking care about Dark Souls 1. So the detractors are gone. The only detractors he's going to get with Dark Souls 1 are people who either just started being detractors. That to me sounds kind of weird to say, but okay. Or people who just, whatever, But he didn't do Scarface because of the detractors, but he's doing Dark Souls 1 because of the detractors. But he won't do Street Fighter 5 because of the detractor. Whatever, let's continue.
All collectively to basically destroy me and or laugh with me, and that's okay. I understand that. When I play those games, that's kind of the deals. Half the people are there to enjoy it and have fun. Half the people are there to enjoy it and make fun. Get it? Have fun and make fun, and that's okay as long as people want to see it.
That's okay to have fun and make fun, but not when it's Scarface or Persona 3. He can't fucking do that. How can he be this fucking retarded? That's like me just being like, guys, I'm gonna do a DSP video, but you know, like I don't want to do this particular. I'm not doing the Christmas video, guys. I'm not doing that because uh the detractors and you want it, so I'm not gonna do that. But I think you guys will want me to do the next week's weekend preview, so I'll do that one for you guys. But I'm not gonna do that fucking Christmas special, guys. I'm not gonna endure that because that's what you want. So I'm not gonna do that. But I'll do the weekend preview next week because you want me to. Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay.
I don't care what the reason is that you're watching it, quite honestly.
Yeah, you do. You fucking care.
So that was my idea.
Piece of shit.
But I tossed it out this last week. I said, well, if you're not interested in that, what would you be interested in? What do you think would actually get attention? And it was interesting because about half the responses I got were, this is a great idea, Phil. You absolutely should do it. A running playthrough for January where you're playing Dark Souls 1 and tackling it legitimately for the first time. We want to see it. The other half was like, you know, we've seen you play Dark Souls. The Dark Souls 1's really old now. We'd like to see you do something different. The problem was, what was that different thing? There's been no consensus. I'm not even kidding you. Just listen to some of the variety of stuff that's been suggested. Play Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes. Do a playthrough of Manhunt. Do a playthrough of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the HD remake of it. No, replay the original San Andreas now that you do direct capture. Oh god. There's just so much stuff. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. Like, go play an original Hitman game. Go do this, go do that. And the bottom line is,
play fucking Scarface, Street Fighter 5, Persona 3. No, not gonna do that. Fuck that. That's what the detractors want. But I'm gonna give it like it's astounding when people tell him directly what they want. He ignores that, tells them this is what I think they want, and goes with that. Obviously, that's not what they want if they're not gonna show up. But of course, he's gonna complain about views again.
with the ridiculous amount of things that were suggested, all right, how am I supposed to know, like, what the right choice is? Because it would be one thing if
You said everyone was hounding you to play Street Fighter 5. You don't think that's the right choice? Like, look, when I restreamed, I played Street Fighter 5. A lot of people loved my salt that I had Street Fighter 5. Everyone loves it. I fucking love it too. I still play Street Fighter 5. I fucking get that I fucking suck ass in that game. And that's fine. I still fucking play that game. Every time I stream, that's the one game I try to get set up. And that's the one thing I want to do as well. At some point, I'm gonna fucking find a way. But I'm gonna play fucking Street Fighter 5 during a restream. I'm aiming for that. I'm aiming for it because Street Fighter 5 is a lot of fun because it's a game where I get to like go all out, and you know it's both a frustrating mess of a game at times, but it's also very pleasing when I fucking pull shit off. It's a fun fucking game. I love that game. But a lot of people who stay tuned my restreams and streams and shit, watch me play Street Fighter 5, they fucking love it. They love me raging and shit. I'm not gonna fucking deprive them of that shit because I know that's what they like. Unlike Phil, who's a little bitch, he refuses to play Street Fighter 5 because he's fucking afraid to be made fun of for how he played that game. He's a little bitch, and I'm gonna, you know what, say whatever, but at least I'm fucking man enough to fucking play a game like Street Fighter 5 unlike this fucking bitch. Phil's a bitch, and that's never gonna change. You suck, Phil.
it was like, don't play Dark Souls 1, instead do this. But it wasn't. It was, don't play Dark Souls 1, do this. And it's obvious there's no consensus. And what ends up happening in a situation like this, ultimately, because I know, because I've been...
There was consensus. It was Scarface, Street Fighter 5, and Persona 3. But no, not gonna do that, because... fucking reasons.
this many times during downtime. I pick a game, I put my foot down, this is what I'm playing, and half the people, oh, well, I'm disappointed Phil didn't pick the specific game that I wanted, therefore I'm not gonna watch. And it just...
I love that he's using that logic. Okay, let's take this logic where he said that, well, I put my foot down saying I'm playing this game, and then people are disappointed I didn't pick their specific game, so they're not gonna watch it. So you don't think that same logic can be applied with Dark Souls? Well, you know, I wanted to play Street Fighter 5. He's playing Dark Souls 1. Well, I guess I'll watch him play Dark Souls 1 because he didn't play... No, they're gonna be fucking like... they're gonna be fucking disappointed. They're not gonna watch Dark Souls 1 again. This fucking logic makes no sense at all. But again, this is coming from the same guy who's doing a playthrough for the detractors, but won't do a playthrough for the detractors.
I wish that I could play every game people want to see. I wish that I had infinite time and I could clone myself and infinite resources, but
see, that's the best part about Street Fighter V. It's not a narrative-driven game. You can just kind of play that whenever. You can just throw that game out and just be like, okay, I'm gonna play. There you go. Play for like 30 minutes. Play for an hour. Play for 5 hours. Whatever. You can play that game for any period of time. He could just throw Street Fighter V in to bounce off with Dark Souls and Zelda. He could literally throw that together. He could play like one day of Street excuse me, but for example, Skullgirls. I don't know if they still do this. I don't know, but for a while they had these streams called Salty Saturdays, where they would have people play Skullgirls on Saturday. They would stream it, and people would go watch these people play Skullgirls. They had a whole thing about it. He could do a salty weekend, like a salty Saturday of me playing Street Fighter V. But no, he's not doing that because he has a business degree.
every single time there's downtime and I choose a playthrough, it seems that something like this happens. Now, every once in a while, there's a rare gem that works out. For example, remember when I played Sonic 2006 last year?
Of course, Sonic 06. That was a Patreon marathon. People paid for you to play it. Of course it worked out because you got money for it. You fucking idiot.
out really well. That was a different kind of game. It was known infamously for many different reasons, and playing it was an eye-opening experience. Also, it caused a lot of rage, and I really enjoyed that playthrough, and it did well on YouTube, right?
Rage. That was fake fucking rage. Don't fucking try to convince me it wasn't. It was so tryhardy. The only legit rage he had was when he's yelling at his stream chat for how to help him. That's the only time you see legit rage Phil come out. The rest of the fucking video, of the fucking playthrough was just, wow, dude, look at these frames. Grr, I'm angry. Wow, dude. That's the rage.
I don't know what game would even do anything like that anymore, quite honestly. So at this point, what it's looking like for me is, after I finish up Pokemon Moon this week, is I'm going to be balancing playthroughs of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Dark Souls 1, and going back and forth between them for the majority of the month of January. The bottom line is that I know Zelda games are incredibly long. We know Dark Souls 1 is incredibly long. That's probably going to carry me much through most of January. Of course, there may be an exception here or there if a new episodic game, like let's say a new episode of The Walking Dead comes out. Of course, I'll make time for something like that. But ultimately, that's going to be the meat of January, until we hit the end of January when Resident Evil 1, when Resident Evil 7 is released, and that's going to be the hype where everyone wants to see the first major big release of 2017, okay? Now, if you are like staunchly and adamantly against me playing Dark Souls 1, you think it's not going to work out and it's going to bomb, give me some suggestions, all right? And I will consider all of them. Like I said, all the ones that people gave me, I've considered. The problem is nothing like stood out amongst these suggestions as, wow, that's so much better than the Dark Souls idea. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Please give me more feedback on this video. Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP. Tweet me. Email me, darksidephil@hotmail.com. Let me know your thoughts, all right? But chances are, unless some freak occurrence happens or some crazy miraculous thing occurs and it just like out of the sky, a game lands in my lap, I'm like, this is the game. I'll hold it up and it's like, wow. I think I'm probably going to be doing Dark Souls 1, all right? And now all that being said, it's not that I don't want to play those other games. I do, but the bottom line is, as I said in the video earlier this week, I can't do game playthroughs all the time that are going to be like for a niche audience, all right? Let's face it, JRPGs, they're for a niche audience. Nintendo games, at least amongst my viewership, Nintendo games are not the majority. People come out to see me play big AAA releases, horror games, narrative style games. Those are kind of the games that are my forte.
Yeah,
and
sure.
With no new releases coming out till Resident Evil 7 later this month, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? I have to find something to fill the time. So I can't do, for example, because here's some other suggestions, okay? Do the Kingdom Hearts 2.8 re-release that's coming out in January. No. I just came off of doing Final Fantasy 15, a huge, long JRPG, right? I don't think I'm going to get any kind of significant viewership for me doing another elongated, drawn-out JRPG style game. It's just not going to happen. I just did one. It would be one thing if I hadn't played an RPG in like a year or 6 months and it's something refreshing. It's not. It would be like, you just finished this one insanely long thing on the channel, now start another insanely long thing on the channel. Plus, I'm playing Zelda and I'm playing Pokemon. They're all kind of for a similar audience. You see what I mean? Like, they're all kind of for the same kind of audience, and I can't inundate my gameplay channel with the same kind of video. Same thing with Knights of the Old Republic. Someone said, Phil, you got Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox 2 years ago, you never played it. You're right, because I know it's an incredibly long, drawn-out RPG, and I just did one in Final Fantasy 15. This is not the time to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I need people to understand that my channel is variety. It's not the same thing over and over and over and over and over, especially when the same thing that I'm doing over and over is not something that draws in any kind of a long-lasting viewer base. When you do an insanely long RPG,
but he won't do Scarface. He won't do the Sonic games. He won't do Street Fighter 5. He won't do anything unique with Street Fighter 5 as far as like streaming is concerned. But he has variety, guys.
Half the viewership falls off halfway through the playthrough just because of the length of the game. So because of that, I have to be careful about what I do with these kind of playthroughs.
Take a sip.
And you know, that being said, understand it doesn't mean that, look, I told everyone I was going to finish Pokemon Moon. It took a long time, right? Because it was a secondary balanced playthrough with all the other new stuff, but I am going to finish it. I lived up to my word. I am going to finish these games. It's just that they cannot be the primary focus of my channel for a month, and then I'll go out of business. Bottom line is, I would. If all I did was RPGs or Nintendo games or this kind of style of game for a month, I wouldn't be here the next month because I wouldn't have paid my bills. My house would have been foreclosed on. So it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's why he was able to go to restaurants throughout the month of December. He was able to get gifts for Leanna. He was just able to do a lot of things. But no, he wouldn't. December was a bad month for him.
To find something that's going to appeal to the masses. And by the way, I'm totally cool with replaying Dark Souls 1. I want to do it. I actually feel that that's kind of like one of the things on YouTube that's kind of one of those, you know, what do they say? Something on your back. What is it?
Monkey. It's a monkey on your back because, you know, if a monkey's on your back, it's like fucking annoying you and you're just like, oh my god, I want to get this monkey off my back. That's where the saying comes from. I don't know, monkey on your back.
Something, I can't remember the saying, like there's a lump on your back or something on your back. You know what I mean?
A lump on your back. Oh, okay, Notre Dame.
It's always been nagging me that I now have beaten Dark Souls 2 and 3 and Bloodborne and Demon Souls, and I never went back and legitimately beat Dark Souls 1. I want to do that, okay?
I want to do that.
All right.
In and out.
So that's kind of the rough idea for this week.
So let's go back here.
I am listening, and there's no consensus. So there's no way for me to actually do what people want because everyone wants something different. So for you to say something like that is incredibly disrespectful and pretty ignorant.
Disrespectful and ignorant. Here, he's like, well, everyone said this. I'm going to do Dark Souls, okay? I'm doing Dark Souls. That's basically what he said. And honestly, don't fucking lie to yourself. Don't be tricked. He's gonna do Dark Souls. He was always gonna do Dark Souls. He was always gonna do that. There was no fucking way on this planet would Phil ever consider doing any other game. It was gonna be Dark Souls from the start. From the fucking start. When he fucking said that in that vlog, I was like, oh, he's gonna do Dark Souls because he fucking wanted to. Which, look, honestly, that's fine. If he wants to do it, that's fine. If he wants to do Dark Souls, that is fine. That's his decision. But the problem is that he's masquerading his decision as, this is what the fans want. Like, of course. I mean, it's like me saying, like, well, I want to play Metal Gear Solid 5 on, tomorrow or whatever. But I promised some guy I'll play Dragon Age Inquisition. Well, let me tell you, buddy. You know what? Everyone's telling me Metal Gear Solid 5 is the game I want to play. Yeah, you told me to play Dragon Age Inquisition. You told me to play it, but it has armor in it. See, and it has magic in it. Magic doesn't really do anything for me. BioWare is a developer I don't really like. And it's one player. Yeah, there's some 2 to 4. No one likes 2 to 4 players anymore, buddy. So no one really wants to see me play this, so I'm not gonna play this. I think people are gonna want to see me play Metal Gear instead. So I'll stick with that. Oh, and if you tell me Street Fighter 5, no, that game fucking sucks. No one wants to see this or that. So just it's gonna be Metal Gear because I think that's the best one ever because I think it's the best stream. It's gonna fucking save my business. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna play Metal Gear because that's what people want. Okay. You want me to see me play Metal Gear, dude? It's gonna be fun, dude. It's gonna be fun. Everyone says, Theo, Metal Gear is so good, and when you play, you make it the best. Like, see how fucking shitty that sounds? It's like I'm taking someone like it was like, oh, I play Dragon Age, and I'm just like steamrolling that decision because I want to play a game. So I'm trying to masquerade my decision with other people saying that they want to see me play that game, but like. You see what I mean? Like it's just he's trying to masquerade his his want to play Dark Souls as a thing that people want. He's rigging something without there being a poll. But of course, everyone's probably gonna defend it and say, "Oh, it's great."
Real quick as a recap, because I'm going to go to the patron segment, so let me get this done with.
Oh boy, patron.
Tonight and all this week, basically the second half of every night, I'm working on the year-end series. Right now, it's the top 20 disappointing games of 2016. But later in the week and next week, I'll be starting, this is a good point, I'm glad I brought this up, the fan-voted funniest moments of 2016. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the polls for those are open. I will put links in the description of this video. You have to go vote. Right now, it looks like about maybe 80 to 100 people have voted. We need way more than that. I mean, unless you just want 80 to 100 people to determine the whole countdown this year, head over to thekingofhate.com, the forum section, in the general section. I'll put the links right down here, okay? And vote. It's fun. There's 22 nominees this year. Whoa, you're going to laugh at most of them, at least, because it's really funny stuff that highlights the best stuff of the year. So please vote, because by the end of this week, those polls will be closing, and then I'm going to start that series, all right? Gameplay-wise, you're going to have Zelda on Monday. You're going to have Final Patron multiplayer on Tuesday. You're going to get more Pokemon on Wednesday. The conclusion of Pokemon definitely this week. More Zelda, and by the end of the week, I'll probably start my new playthrough, which more than likely is going to be a legitimate run with face cam and death counter of Dark Souls 1, all right? Like I said, unless some game comes from the heavens and lands in my lap, I say, this is the game I must play. It's going to probably be Dark Souls 1 again, all right?
Yeah, fuck you,
Fair enough? Okay. Now, on to Patreon, because I have updates for everyone about my Patreon, okay? Some of it's good news and some of it's bad news, all right? Let's get the bad news out of the way, because I want to get the bad news out of the way.
Oh, fuck. I had that. I knew I forgot something. You know what? Honestly, you're not really missing much, to be honest. So fuck it. We'll keep it like this. Fuck it. I don't care anymore. We made it. 19 minutes. 10 minutes left. Fuck it. Enjoy my art, man. You're not really missing much. It's just I think what you're seeing now is better.
We're talking about good stuff, all right? The bad news is, this month, with December, I knew this was going to happen, all right? Number one, at the last minute, just as I had predicted all December, a bunch of people lowered their pledges. I'm talking like people who had $50 pledges lowered them to like $20. People who had $5 pledges lowered them to $1, which I expected to happen. This happens every month. The problem is this month I was so busy with everything else, I wasn't really talking about it too much or emphasizing it, and people kind of slept on it.
He wasn't emphasizing it. He talked about it every fucking pre-stream, everywhere. He made fucking vlogs about it. He did vlogs about it. But okay.
What that means is, I didn't really get many new pledgees. I got a few, but I didn't get a lot of new pledgees in December for various reasons. I get the feeling because people are busy, because people were spending a lot of money on Christmas themselves. You know what I mean? There wasn't any new AAA releases, so I wasn't really getting new viewers or anything like that. I get it. I understand. But, unfortunately, what happened was, I was way above the goal, and then all of a sudden, the night of, boom, like $200. You take a look for yourself right now. A ridiculous amount of money that was pledged is gone. Okay, people all lowered their pledges. That's number one. Number two, over 20 people were declined, meaning when the pledges went to go through overnight, over 20 people, got declined, and it actually accounts for more than $100 of declined pledges. So not only did you have the total dip at last minute, then the people who had kept their pledges, they didn't all go through. So it's like the double whammy. All right. And when the double whammy happens, that's when we got trouble. In fact, I'll be honest with everyone. The goal for the month of December, if we hit the funding goal, was that I'm going to do a Twitch and Chill marathon stream at the end of January. Right now, we haven't hit it, but I'm not kidding you. We're like a few bucks off. Like, if a few of these people whose pledges decline go in there and update the information and they go through, we're good to go. But the problem is, all this happened at once. It was like the perfect storm. I knew this was going to happen, which is why I was trying to warn people at the end of the month. But a lot of people were so busy with the holidays and everything. They, you know what I mean? I understand, but at the same time, I can't really feel bad because I tried to give everyone fair warning that this kind of shit was going to happen. So all that being said, we're this close to hitting the goal for January. If you pledged to my Patreon in the month of December and it didn't go through, please go to patreon.com, update your information. It should auto-process right away because I have it set up that it processes instantly. And hopefully within the next day or two, I can tell you definitively, yes, we hit the goal or no, we didn't. But it's very possible we're going to hit it. If there's over $100 of declined pledges go through, we've definitely hit it. So the good news is, chances are we're going to hit the goal for the month of December, which means that at the end of January, right before Resident Evil 7 comes out, I will be doing this marathon stream by which patrons will be nominating and voting on games that I'm going to be playing during this stream that are going to be more downtime games.
He will hit it, but it's still unsure though, but he will hit it, guys. Like, I don't know if this year is going to be a great year, but it's going to be a great year. But I just don't know. It could be a bad year, but it could be a great year. But it's going to be a great year, but it could be bad.
Things that, not downtime, more chill games, things that I don't need to really focus on, things that aren't going to be a serious playthrough for YouTube, but instead it would be just like a really relaxed stream where I'm interacting with stream viewers and the like and stuff like that, okay? So, that's really cool.
Really cool.
Thanks to everyone who did pledge, and I will let you know in the next couple of days what happens. I'm feeling positive. I'm actually feeling really positive about it. I don't think we're going to have much issue, but I shouldn't say that because then people take it for granted. Oh, I don't need to update my information because my pledge didn't go through. Phil says we're going to make the goal anyway, and then we won't make it. So please, I'm serious, update your info. Now, one thing I will say, some people, when this happened last time too, people contacted me and said, well, Phil, you didn't hit the goal. Can I help you? Can I donate like a ton of money at last minute and then you'll hit the goal? I mean, that's not really the point. The whole point of Patreon goals is to motivate people to pledge to the Patreon, not that someone would feel bad last minute.
That's not the fucking point of Patreon goals. Patreon goals, the whole point of them is so that if you have like a project or whatever that you want to meet, for example, Mega 64, one of their goals was to do version 4. It was to do a version 4 movie or whatever. That was one of their goals. They hit that goal, and they're like, okay, we're gonna fucking do it. Like then there's one about a book. They want to make a book, and that's what people are donating but they're pledging to their Patreon so they can get better equipment, they can do all that kind of stuff, and they get but the incentives are the rewards. The pledge rewards, like, oh, for $1 you get this and all this. I talked about it in the fucking Patreon video I did months ago, maybe even a year ago. Check it out on this channel. It's a good video. I fucking do my due diligence, I guess. But it's not that the goal is what the it's what's incentivizing, or the goal is not the incentive for people to donate. It's the rewards. It's what they get out of it. The goal is something that, they are paying money to hit, sure, but it's not the end-all be-all, and it's supposed to be a long-standing goal. It's not supposed to be something that's going to be gone within the end of the month. You see, like, an artist one of the artists I featured in that Patreon video, one of her goals was literally, pay $500. This goal is to pay my rent or whatever. Okay, she reached that goal. She paid her rent. Next goal was, stream more and do more tutorials and do all this and that. She reached that. She did more streams. She did tutorials, so on and so forth. See how people, like, You can do all kinds of things with goals, but the way that Phil does it is fucking shit.
Want to do a pledge out of nowhere to try to make the goal. But it's funny because I actually talked to Patreon about this, and they actually said, I'm not even kidding, I talked to them in the summer about it the first time that I missed the goal. And they said
wow.
that even if I don't hit the goal, if I get a donation outside of Patreon, that it wouldn't necessarily, how can I say it? There's
Get a load of this. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is so fucking sleazy. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that he's doing this shit. That he's even humoring the idea of this. It's fucking outstanding. I really can't believe this. I listened to this and I said to myself, wow, Phil found another way to lie about hitting the goal at this point. Because now, if he does this, the goal means nothing. It means nothing if it says it's reached or if it doesn't. He can decide at this point if he does it, because how can you document the donations? Where can anyone see the money that these donations are coming from? No one can see that except for him. Whatever, let's continue.
Oh, there's no conflict of interest and there's no violation. Like, they wouldn't be angry if I took a donation outside of Patreon to make up for the fact that I didn't hit a Patreon goal for the month, and if I wanted to still do the event. So
it wouldn't be a conflict of interest for someone to give the patron I mean, like, to a degree that, yeah, it isn't a conflict of interest, but the thing is that most normal people would not use that as a way to, fund Patreon. You know, for example, a lot of artists use Patreon as a way to give discounts or perks for a commission. They pay for a commission through their PayPal link or whatever, and that's how people pay for a commission. That's what I recently fucking discovered when I was like looking at these kind of ways to do commissions, and I think I was like, oh, I'll just do fucking Patreon at first. Now it's like, well, no. Now I see that I could just go through PayPal directly, and I'll just use that. So I'm like thinking about that kind of stuff, and see that. So if someone pays for a commission, that's not going to go to Patreon. This is going to go through PayPal because they're paying for a commission. They'll get a commission out of it. But whatever, let's hear this.
Here, oh man, I totally forgot to pledge to Phil's Patreon in December, and I want to do it last minute, but now it's January. You could still contact me personally, and we could work something out, and I would have to manually, without any tracking on the website, basically give you the perks that you're owed and stuff like that. That is possible, but I don't want that to be the norm either.
It's gonna be the norm. Don't you fucking worry. It will be the norm.
That everyone waits till last minute. Oh, Phil didn't hit the goal. Now I'll pledge for the month before. No, that would be the exception to the rule. But I'm just throwing that out there. Some people have asked me about that, and yeah, it is possible. So if in 2 days, for whatever reason, we still haven't hit the monthly goal, and if we're like $5 away, you know what I mean? It's very possible we could still hit it. We'll talk about that when we get to it. All right. Yeah. Last thing though about Patreon, because this is kind of it kind of sucks.
It's unbelievable.
Normally the way this works, just so you know, if you pledge to my Patreon, all right, your pledges will process, and then the first Sunday of the month, which would have been tonight, all right, I take the information from patreon.com, the list of people who have pledged, and I pull up the ones who processed, whose payments cleared, and I divvy out the perks, whether it's, oh, I gotta, ask for the forum login information from these people so I can get them their forum upgrades. Oh, I send the information on these people on how I'm gonna make a private Q&A video and how I can get their questions and stuff for that. I do all that usually the first Sunday of the month. I can't do it this month because the first Sunday of the month is today, and we've got over 20 people who were declined. So it wouldn't make sense, because if I did them now, next thing you know, during the week, more people might have their pledges updated. Now I got to do it again, and that's how you have a lot of trouble where you lose track of stuff that's going on.
Hold on.
Have their mind. So it wouldn't make sense, because if I did them now, next thing you know, we've got over 20 people who were declined. So it wouldn't make sense, because if I did them now, next thing you know, during the week, more people might have their pledges updated. Now I got to do it again, and that's how you have a lot of trouble where you lose.
So that's his defense. That he would have to do the same thing, just again, so what he wants to do ideally would be to do it all at once, so we can get it done with, and then I'm done. I'm done. I don't have to touch Patreon ever again. But doing it this way would be he did everyone that was cleared. He gives them their perks, and then he sees that the 20 people later on he have to do the same thing again for them. Are you fucking lazy, Phil? So basically he just won't give the people who played ball, who donated fair and square, he won't give them their perks because they're being punished for the people who get declined. That is so fucking shitty and unfair because these people did the bullshit that you told them to do, and now they have to fucking wait because 20 people got declined. How is that fair? That's like if I own a shop and I have a line of people. A lot of people, went to buy their stuff. I'm like, okay, well, thank you for the money, but wait, you're not gonna get your goods just yet. Those 20 people behind you, they have to get their stuff. They need to get their money, okay? So we're waiting for them until, they might have to go home. Like, the first 20 people in line, they buy their things, but they're like, wait, we don't, they're like, okay, well, they're putting the credit card through the machine. That's going through, the guy decides to do the rest of the people in line. So all those people get, their cards get approved and all that stuff. They pay fair and square. So they're like, okay, guys, before we give you your stuff that you paid for, these 20 people that were in front of the line, they have to get their money. So we have to wait until they go home, go to their wallet or whatever, find money. We have to wait until they can pay for their goods before you guys get your goods. How is that fucking fair for them? They paid for the goals, and you're not giving them their reward because those people need to get their financial shit, together. How is that fucking fair for the people who paid? How is that fair? It's not. It's not fair. And I'm really surprised his patrons are okay with this. I'm really fucking surprised because honestly, if I gave money to Phil and this is the shit he told me, I would ask for a refund. I would say I'm not doing this again. I'm not funding that again because this is fucking garbage. And this is ironically one of the things that fucking spooks me about Patreon, opening a Patreon to begin with. It's the one thing in my mind that's like, if I open this, it's gonna have added responsibilities and all this kind of stuff. It just wouldn't feel right, if I decide to do shit like this. But to me, personally, I know that wouldn't be the case. But, I just don't want to end up like fucking Phil here with his fucking sleazy-ass Patreon.
Track of stuff that's going on. Plus, here's the other bummer about it. Patreon, unfortunately, is a very... I don't want to say it's archaic. It's just very rudimentary. It's very simple. It's a very manual website. All I can really do, there's a web page where I can see who says whose payments cleared, and whose payments were declined. And right now, for example, those 20 declined patrons, when they update their info, if they go through and they clear, I don't get any update. I won't get an email. I won't get even a blip in an inbox on Patreon saying, hey, guess what? This person was declined, but their pledge went through. Be sure to give them their perk. That doesn't happen. So sadly, if I were to right now...
So you can't refresh the page? Like, what kind of list would they give them, though? Is it a PDF? Do they just mail them a PDF of things that got declined and cleared? Or is it just like a web page that's there, and maybe you just have to refresh the page?
For example, process, 250 people whose pledges did clear, and then 20 more people during the week, their pledges clear. I have no way to see that. So what I need to do is wait until the end of this week coming up, and then have the report all at a glance, and then process the perks. And I apologize.
So you can't do that for the people who cleared. They have to wait for the people who got denied. Are you fucking serious?
To those who already pledged legitimately, your pledges went through. I wish that the process was a better process. It's not.
How are the people who got cleared get screwed? How are they screwed? You know who they are. You just said that there's a list of cleared and a list of declined. How is the people who are in the cleared list screwed over? How do they get affected by those people who got declined? What the fuck is that?
Is a very, like I said, rudimentary process. I would love if in the next few years they could update the website so that I could automate certain things, right? Automatically, if you pledged $1, you'll get an email saying
Wow.
thank you, and you'll
It's
see
fucking
your name in the
insane.
week in preview coming soon. Or if you pledge $5, it automatically sends you a message saying, I need your forum login info so I can upgrade your your forum account, right? It doesn't do any of that. It's all manual work on my behalf because they have nothing that's even set up at all to do that kind of shit. It sucks. I wish it was an easier process.
So fucking shitty.
So 1 week from today, I know today's the
So
1st,
shitty, dude.
on January 8th, those people who had these declined pledges will have had a chance to update their pledges, okay? And January 8th, I will be processing everything and sending you all PMs on patreon.com for what information I need from you, all right? Because the bottom line is I want to get everyone upgraded by about the middle of January who is owed upgrades, because you need to start nominating and voting on these games, right? Actually, what I might just do is a nominations thread, honestly, and then pick the games that are most nominated, because we're probably not going to have enough time. But I need nominations for these chill games if we hit the goal.
Wow. He's screwing everything over for these fucking declined people. For the people who were cleared, fuck them. They have to wait. They have to fucking suffer because of these fucking people. Wow, that's fucking fair. Yeah, what a great system he has, dude. Great.
All right, so I know there was a lot to talk about with Patreon. That's why I did the second half of the video. I know most people probably tuned out already anyway and aren't even watching this part of the video. But I wanted you to understand, that's why I can't get the perks right away. That's why everything's kind of in limbo right now. I can't tell you about what you have to goal. And in addition, that's why I don't have a patron crawl for tonight. There will be no patrons thank you crawl at the end of this video because it's not done. The data's not fully processed.
Unbelievable.
Okay? All right, fair enough. So,
No, that's
the
not
good
fair.
news is, I think January is going to be a fun month. I like this Zelda Ocarina of Time game that I'm playing.
Ocarina.
I think you're going to love the year-end series. People always traditionally love the year-end series. So I don't foresee anything going wrong there. But I'm not sure exactly what to play next. I think it's going to be Dark Souls 1. I would like your feedback,
It's
okay?
gonna be Dark Souls, don't worry.
But outside of that, I am looking forward to the new stuff later in the month. I really want to do this Twitch and Chill stream. I really want to play Resident Evil 7. I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff. And you know what? There's a lot of questions about Resident Evil 7 as well. Will Phil play it in VR? Will Phil, how's he going to capture and stream it? These questions will be answered. Right now, I'm actually kind of mulling it about in my head. All right, I got these different ideas about what I could do. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later in the month when we get closer to the release of Resident Evil 7. All right? That is it, everyone. Thank you for watching the Weekend Preview. Happy New Year. It's a good new year. I'm feeling positive about it. I hope you're feeling positive too. And I'll see you all week on Twitch for live streaming gameplay. I'll see you on KOGaming, right? Which is youtube.com/KOGaming1 for those who aren't aware. For all the year-end series that are going to be going live. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Please give me your feedback on everything going on. That's it. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for watching the Weekend Preview. See you later.
Wow. Okay. That's the end of this. I'm free. An hour and 47 minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, well, thanks for watching. If you like this video, let me know. Actually, you know what? No, by the way, now that I'm looking at this, I might like this a little bit more, just having the art section be the main focus. If you like the way that this happened, let me know. If you don't, that's fine. I'll next video I'll have it the usual way that I usually have it, but when it's not a normal vlog, let's say it's the weekend preview. For the weekend preview, for example, for next week, would you like the weekend preview to look like this, where it's like a picture of me and the art thing being the majority of the thing? Would you like that, or would you rather see Phil's fucking fuck face? Let me know. Let me know if you like this little goof I made. This little goof up I accidentally did, which I didn't mean to, but I fucking did it anyway. Whoopsie doopsie. But that's it for this video. It's 4:01 a.m. I have to wake up early tomorrow. What the fuck am I doing with my life? See you guys. Happy New Year.